In the first video, I set it up and I showed you how to set up the spec in. And this one, I'm actually going to show you once you found your beacon and you know you're on there, now you can actually peak that dish. The zero span method I found is probably the best method to peak the dish. So I have the manual controller right now for the dish that's outside. You'll be turning the wrench, and I'm going to show you how to peak it. So to do that, the first thing you want to do is we want to look at the very tip of that. We don't need to see everything in this window. We just want to see that top part. So we are going to say span 0 megahertz. Now we're looking at the very top of that carrier. If you were to back up, imagine that here's your noise floor coming across. It's going to come up like this. That's the top of that carrier, and then go back down, if that makes any sense. Alright, now we need to go in there and just set it up to be able to, we want to see an immediate change. So we're going to go to our sweep. Make sure manual sweep time is in red, and we're going to say 60. And when you hit gigahertz, that's seconds. Okay, so that means from the time that sweep starts till the time it hits this other side of the screen is going to take 60 seconds to cross that range. Okay, so any change that we make, we're going to see an immediate change to it. So get somebody cranking on the dish and move it one direction at a time. So I'm going to start clicking my azimuth, and you should see an immediate change as we start to lose signal. Okay, we're peaking it. You normally want to keep going, because if you'll notice it'll stop for a minute and then it should really begin to plummet off of there. It'll come back up, and then it's really going to peak down. Okay, that's how you check and see if you're on a side lobe. Okay, we're bottomed out. That little bump that you see, that second bump there, that's a side lobe. So I'm going to go back to where we were. See, our signal bounces right back up. Okay, it's going to come back around. Alright, everything's looking good. Now I'm going to go the other direction and see if we can peak off that. We got an immediate fall. We should see the side lobe. Okay, see how that spiked up past it? That means we were on a side lobe. So automated systems aren't always the best here. We're going to get back up, then we're going to get on that main carrier, right? And we're a little bit past it. I'm going to go about right there. Okay, I'm going to peak out at that point. Now you see how much that middle line down here represents what our starting signal was. This is what our signal is now. As it comes around here, it's going to start, and it's going to clean all this shit out of here when it hits that other side. So now we're going to do elevation. You can wait on it to start back over, or we know we're good. So I'm going to say single sweep. Just let it start at the top. Now I'm going to go make a change in elevation. I first went back and forth. Now I'm going to go up and down. I'm going to use my elevation. Alright, we're going to go up first. Let it go past it. Make sure we don't get a bump that's higher than our initial value. Okay, so there's our side lobe. Alright, I'm going to put it back to where it was. And now I'm going to change elevation. Instead of going up, I'm going to go down. So let's hit down. Okay, the reason why that signal is lower is because this system it's peaking on the side lobe. So to get it to do that, I'm in track already. I'm already in point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the single sweep over, and I'm going to start moving this, and I'm going to find that I'm going to peak up on that main carrier like we were a minute ago. You just get somebody to slowly adjust that dish. Alright, if I keep going, I should peak up. That's a side lobe. Let's see if I can peak up on the main carrier here. And there's our main carrier. I went too far past it. Let me see if I can get it back. I have mine to change 1 degree every time, so every click is 1 degree. Alright, click it again. Alright, still a little bit better. Click it again. And it kind of planes out. Starts to drop off, so I'm going to go back 1. Now my system is perfectly peaked. That's how you use the zero span method. Single sweep. Sweep time is 60 seconds at a zero span. Any adjustment you make to that dish is going to make that you're going to get an immediate change up or down depending on what you're doing. As I start to move down, it's not working. So I come back the 3 degrees that I just moved, I'm perfectly peaked. Now I'm going to check my elevation. I'm going to move down. Nope. Go back to where I was. Then I'm going to move 1 click past it. Nope. Doesn't like it. That's the optimal level that I need to be at. Hopefully that makes sense.